My mind was on something there. Oh, Claude McKay. He's still alive and living in Vermont. He is. Because I wrote to him and asked if we could use one of his poems in the Poet's Guide. And he said no. So rip that poem up. The next reader is Ed Pacht.
Well, I'm both a poet in the attic and an Exeter poet. I show up in both places. I'm basically a conservative, so I did a lot of thinking about poets for change, because my basic idea is I don't like change, but sometimes it has to come. Unlike those that are calling themselves conservatives today, I don't like change. They're trying to destroy. So the first one I wrote for today, because I had to, called Change. We're always talking of a change, as if changes never have a cost, as if a change were always good, as if nothing good is ever lost. We're always looking for a change, thinking change will make things right, seldom giving serious thought to the price that follows angry fight. Perhaps we should be fearing change, though sometimes change just has to be, and sometimes need to plow ahead and pay the price we've come to see. There's always penalty in change, and always changes come with pain, for someone will be badly hurt, even when there is great gain. There are times when we must change. Perhaps the time for that is now. But if we count the cost it brings, just maybe we might find out how to make the change we have to make, to keep what we can keep, to be careful what we break as we make a forward leap. A sixth grade student named Chandler Hamby wrote this gem of a poem that I went on and added to. Her poem called Screaming Fire. Streams of color light the night, exploding across the dark dome of heaven. Red, yellow, blue, and white, against the black veil they flash. Their colors light up the night. Sulfur, charcoal, nitrate, elements of earth, stream fire, up, up, as if to reach the heavens, then dissolve into darkness, leaving one last color, black. Mine is called Fire, Screaming in the Sky. There are times when one observes what is around one, and one sees much more than eyes have seen, when in the midst of seeming joyous celebration, one's heart begins to flag, one's joy to fade, when the beauty of exploding fiery patterns, the music fit for bravely marching armies, and the words of proud and patriotic exultation fail to fill the blackness of the darkness of the soul, and only serve as highlights in the looming blackness. In times like that, a poet may be moved to write, may attempt description of the beauty of the show, may want to speak of the brightness then attempted. But one's heart is drawn to pierce beyond that veil, to see the blackness and the bleakness of the shadow, to sense the falseness of the wild display, to cringe without full knowledge in its presence, and to speak what one does not know that one is speaking. In times like these, the poet's muse is active, speaking through the cracks between one's words, and truth, even when one has not quite heard it, flows from undetected depths within one's person, speaking with a still, small voice within another heart. And I have heard those quiet words that have been spoken, and as the colors fade away to darkness, those words are resounding in my soul. I wrote this one in response to the last election. As I said, I'm a conservative. The ones that were elected are not. Hard times coming. Hard times coming. There will be gloating at a victory won. Prideful claims of righteousness will sound, and shouting, shouting, shouting in the triumph of a narrow, bitter word, pretending to be the word of one who promised love. Proclaim the coming of a kingdom, the scattering of the proud, the casting down of mighty ones, the raising of the humble and meek, to whom the hungry, homeless, naked ones, and strangers at the gate are friends, the very ones in whom we meet him. Yet there will be building up of the mighty. The rich will gain and keep yet more, and those who want and need and cry for help will be despised and blamed for their own need. Hard times coming, voted in, and falsely righteous anger has prevailed. Hard times coming. Be prepared. Do I have time for one more? Call this one July 4th. Fireworks, proclamations, bands playing, men marching, freedom for all, justice for all. For all? Well, no. Hell no. Ain't so. Some is, some ain't. It's still a dream. Montgomery, Selma, Birmingham, Watts, blood spilled, much done, much not done, and still we strive for the dream. And there is Rosebud, Pine Ridge, Arizona, anger and shouting, divided hearts, no peace in the land. Land of the free, equality. Eventually, we shall see. I have a dream.